Hello, Diggersby enthusiasts! It's A12, bringing you Week 5 of the BBR D-League against Shadow Gallade. Now, Shadow's love for Eevee honestly scares me. He tried to convince me that Eevee is the perfect metaphor for life, and I'm pretty sure he is one Eevee plush away from starting a cult. Anyways, Shadow and I have faced off numerous times, and he was actually our first ever Wi-Fi draft opponent. He usually uses a balance which relies on his bulkier threats to weaken things until something fast and clean. For this season, it looks like he's switching it up a bit and drafted some terrifying breakers like Heracross, Ogerpon Wellspring, Gyarados, and Kira. All of these can punish slower teams, and unfortunately, our team is so slow, it makes Snorlax look like a track star. So we're going to need to get really creative in order to snag this win. So, for this week, we are bringing a Weakness Policy Iron Defense Calm Mind of Bronzong. His Dark type is Incineroar, which has a terrible matchup against the rest of my team, so I'm feeling pretty confident that Incineroar won't come, and Bronzong will be able to do some good early game breaking and potentially some late game sweeping if things go according to plan. We're also bringing a Weakness Policy Iron Valiant to bait his more passive Pokemon like Corviknight, Cresselia, and Glowbro into hitting Valiant for super effective damage, setting up for a potential sweep. Finally, our last heat set is a Sash Reversal Hawlucha Suicide Lead. The idea here is to counter lead against Sandy Shooks. If he attacks with an electric move, he'll have to deal with a massive 200 base powered Stab Reversal, which hits harder than the crushing realization that Diggersby will not be returning to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Anyways, if his Sandy Shooks sets up hazards on turn 1, I can use Hawlucha to immediately remove them and to KO the Shooks with close combat. Well, that's all for the strategy breakdown for now, but before we dive into the battle, let me leave you some important questions to think about. Did we cook or did we overcook with our sets this week? Will Shadow show us why Eevee is not a fraud? And finally, can we hold our ranking ahead of the team who thought drafting Raikou was a good idea? Let's find out together.
Yay!
Okay, so Shadow didn't bring too many surprises. He kind of trolled me a bit in the chat and said he was bringing Eevee, but looks like he opted to bench chat for a good reason. Here, I'm just going to lead my Hawlucha. It's running a Focus Sash Reversal lead, specifically to be able to counter his potential Sandy Shooks lead, which I'm pretty sure he's going to try to do, as my team's really weak to hazards. Or at least the team I'm bringing this week's kind of weak to hazards, so I expect he's probably going to try to counter that. Things I need to be worried about in the game, I need to be very worried about that Cresselia if it's like some Calm Mind variant, as my team is very special heavy, so if that starts getting Calm Minds off, that could be very scary. And we are bringing two Weakness Policy users this week, the Weakness Policy Iron Valiant and the Weakness Policy Bronzong, so let's see how that works out. Ogerpon, okay. Ogerpon's generally fine, I'll just fire off a close combat on this. If he goes out into his... If he stays in, fantastic. If he like U-turns out into something else, not the end of the world. So I'm just gonna close combat this. Not really any reason not to. I mean, losing my Sash will be kind of annoying for potential Sandy Shooks later on in the game. So, no, generally I'm okay with that trade-off. Damage on this Ogerpon would be big if he opts to stay in. So he does opt to stay in. He's probably going to U-turn, as my Hydrapple feels super obvious here. But that's fine. He U-turns, probably brings his Sandy Shooks out, and we'll play from there. Getting chip on this Ogerpon is huge. That will give me a lot more freedom to Terra Fairy my Hydrapple later on, which will keep that Heracross in check, which is very scary for my team. That's about half, yeah. cudgels, the raw cudgel. That's crazy. I definitely did not expect him to raw cudgel, but that's Vegas speed. That puts me in reversal range, which means if he has no helmet users, he's about to get reversal to death. I imagine the Corviknight's probably rocking Rocky Helmet, but that's fine. So he switches out, probably going to be Corviknight, and I'm probably going to go down to Rocky Helmet, but I will get a very big hit off before I do so. Yep, Corviknight, probably Rocky Helmet. But yeah, I do about half, go down to Helmet. Hindsight, I probably should have kept my Hawlucha alive, as if he gets rocks off later on in the game, that'll be kind of annoying. But it is okay. We played with all this in mind. Do I go Bronzong and go for sweep? As funny as it is. Let me think. He turned to it. No, he saw his Ogre alive. So I don't want to go for a sweep quite yet. I mean, what's stopping me from just Thunderbolting this? Nothing. He's going to go down to Thunderbolt this turn. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. Since he revealed Helmet and he revealed more physically defensive, he'll definitely go down to the Thunderbolt. I mean, he might switch out and preserve this, but even if he does, that's generally fine. If he goes out Sandy Strokes, I'll probably try Calm Minding in its face. But we'll see. So this game, going off to the start, I expected it to, but I think we're still okay. Losing the Defogger is a little bit annoying, but that is something we had to take into consideration. If he goes Cresselia, I may actually just counter Calm Mind. SP, I'm running a weakness policy set, and specifically to kind of bait that Cresselia to attack me. Finland! Huh. I assume. Oh no, Galarian Slowbro. Is that going to be AV? That is AV Galarian Slowbro. Paralysis, a little unfortunate for him. Yeah, that definitely catches me off guard. But he's not going to be able to touch my Galarian Slowking, so I can just go that very freely and fire off a Chilly Reception and play from there. Okay. If he makes a double out into Corviknight, good on him. Hope he just Psychics. Generally fine. I'll eat that. Yeah. And I'm just going to Chilly. I mean, I imagine you switch out here. I mean, if you don't, okay. Hindsight, I probably should have made this level 99. Oh, wait, no, this is a level 100 league, so I would... Okay, so he is running no speed. Sorry, not no speed, but he is just staying in and attacking. It's actually kind of scary. I think I just go Luna here. Luna's going to be able to take any one hit that wants to go for, even if he goes for like a Psychic. And I'm running like a Fire Punch shot, so that's generally fine. And he gets paralyzed. Unfortunate for him. Unfortunate for him. So we get the burn. I can kind of Fire Punch freely, as he doesn't... I mean, I imagine he goes Corviknight, which will go down to my Fire Punch. I could Swords Dance very aggressively, but I don't really see the point in doing that, as he'll probably just go Ogre the following turn and I wouldn't make any progress. So I'm just going to Brawl Fire Punch. I highly doubt he... Yeah, he's definitely going Corviknight. Gonna let him rack up Rocky Helmet damage. Yep, Corviknight. He's going to go down to this Fire Punch, and we will play from there. Okay. So Corviknight down, which means I can just freely spam Facade into his team, and there's not a whole lot he can do about it. So this Ursaluna is looking absolutely amazing here. Yes, because Ursaluna is going to be a very hard punish for, like... It's going to be a hard punish for the Strokes. It's going to be a hard punish for the Slowking. Go Grapon. Fine. Not the end of the world. I can very safely bring out my Hydrapple, which can take anything this wants to go for. If he goes for Play Rough, that kind of catches me off guard. I don't think he'll run Play Rough in this set, as I'm pretty sure he would expect Terra Ghost. Or sorry, not Terra Ghost. Rocky Helmet. Fine. Sorry, knockoff. Generally fine. He gets C, Rocky Helmet. Is there any downside for me just Giga Draining here? No, he has Galarian Slowking. Oh, and the Galarian Slowking's paralyzed, so I can't go for Yawn. That's annoying. Oh, that's really annoying. Guess I'll Dragon Pulse then. Even though I probably should have doubled aggressively, I just didn't want to risk Mew turning. Yeah, I didn't want to risk the U-turn. So he does go out into this. Takes a decent chunk from that Dragon Pulse. And let me think. So, no, Ogerpon's still healthy enough where I don't want to go for the Bronzong swoop quite yet. As funny as it would be, like, it's not optimal. So I'm just going to go out into this. He goes for Psychic, fine. I'll probably just counter Psychic, come back. Get some more chip. Psychic, this decent amount. I can regen that amount at any time I wish, basically. So I'm just going to counter Psychic, no downside. Yeah. I'm really surprised he brought AV. That's a very interesting bring. No, that's not AV. Is that just specially defensive? Okay. That's interesting. So slack off, Psychic. I'm still gonna Psychic here. I want to bait this slack off so I can Chili into like something more offensive. But yeah, that's really interesting. Huh. Yeah, I don't know what progress he was hoping to make with that set. So I'm going to Chili. I'm very tempted to Chili out into my Bronzong, potentially bait this to Flamethrower me. To trigger my weakness policy and start like going for funny attacks. So he did take advantage of the fact that he probably watched some of my games and noticed I don't run Slag Off on Slowking a lot. I don't think it's very good on Slowking. So that was good prep on his end. I don't want Luna to take Chip, as if a Luna takes Chip and that's like a Calm Mind, and that's a Calm Mind, if it's a substitute Calm Mind Cresselia, I could be in trouble. So I'm just going to go straight out into my Bronzong. Bronzong is my win condition, so it's a little bit of risky play on my end, but that's okay. Psychic, I'll do nothing. Yep, does nothing. Very tempted to Iron Defense in this phase, but no, I'm just going to go for a Calm Mind. If he goes out in Heracross, he goes out in Heracross. I don't think he would raw Heracross on Bronzong though. That would be risky. So let's see what he does. What would I do if I were him? If I were him, I would probably go Heracross if I were him. So I'd probably survive Iron Defense, but that's okay. No, he stayed in. Is he gonna Flamethrower me? Is he gonna trigger my weakness? If he does, I'll be able to take something out. Fire Blast, he's gonna trigger my weakness policy. Let's go! Was absolutely nothing, and big weakness policy. I'm probably gonna Iron Defense, as I'm pretty sure he's going to continue to stay in. And I want that defense boost to be able to beat his Heracross and stuff. So he switches. Who's he gonna go out into? Yellow Rose. That's a new Pokemon. Sandy Shooks. Oh! I could set up on this further. But it's okay. I'm not gonna go for any greed. I'm just gonna go for Sword Power, potentially take him out. And I am running Rest on this, so I'll be able to recover against the Cresselia should he be like a Calm Mind variant. Earth Tower! The desperation! He doesn't realize that I'm actually levitate. Big damage. Oh, he's Focus Sash, okay. I mean, he's definitely gonna attack me here, but that's generally okay. So, let me think. He's gonna lose a lot to this Bronzong. The Troll Bronzong. No! The one counter. The one counter. Lowering my own stats in turn. Yeah, Espeon, I'm probably going to have to switch out if he goes Ogerpon, as I'm not sure my Bronzong will be able to take out Ogerpon after that stat drop. So Shook's gone. He's not going to be able to get rocks on the field, which is very big. He definitely goes Ogre here. Joverpon, but it's not Jover. Okay, so special defense raises, and now Calc times. If I'm able to kill this, that would be very funny. I do take him out with the Sword Power here. And I don't think Cudgel should be able to kill unless he gets a crit. So we are going for the sword power. Please don't crit. Please don't crit. Please don't crit. Please do not crit. Whatever you do. No crit! We might actually get a Bronzong sweep off this. Overpowered gone. Okay. We might probably aren't going to get shut down by that Heracross if it's like a offensive Heracross, which it probably is, but that's okay. Overpowered God means we can tear the Hydrapple to counter that Heracross now. So yeah, this is honestly looking very good. I did not expect this set to work, honestly. Like, I mean, it was a set that, like, I had... The theory behind it was to set up against either Corviknight or the passive Cresselia during the endgame. But, yeah. Sword power. Let's see, are you Calm Mind? Calm Mind, okay. I'm probably gonna go out into... This is gonna be a Calm Mind word then. Yeah, I do nothing. Okay. And use leftovers. So you gotta be Calm Mind sub. Please don't be Calm Mind substitute. If you're Calm Mind substitute, I might be cooked here. As I didn't bring any Encore users this week, which I'm kind of regretting now. Yeah. If, let's see, what's the chances he's Calm Mind substitute? If he's Calm Mind he could also be Calm Mind rest. Which then we'll have to play the crit war. If he is sword power. Which I don't know if he's going to be sword power in this matchup. Shadow Ball. Okay, we take a Shadow Ball. Yep, and we get our Toxic off to put this on a timer. Because let me think. Now I'm starting to get worried. Calm Mind, Shadow Ball, probably going to be Psychic move. If he's... Would he mono Shadow Ball into my team? I don't know. He could. This is getting scary. I regret... I could have ran like speed on my Ursalumet to potentially outspeed this. If he didn't run speed investment, but I didn't, and now I'm definitely regretting it. As I don't want to get set up swept by this Cresselia. So, Mew, Hydrapple, please don't be rest. What the hell's Lunar Blessing? Is that a new move? Oh, that's a new move. Oh no, I'm gonna use blues to this, aren't I? Ah. I didn't know Lunar Blessing worked like that. Okay. Do I have anything physical that can break through this? At this point of the game? I don't think I do. Oh no, I do. I have the Fardersby. Okay, so I'm not done yet. We aren't out of this yet. This means yawn, good sleep. Yeah, we're definitely not out of this yet. Which means we could facade this to death. Okay. Calm Mind. Wait, I want to write down his moves. CM. Lunar Blessing. Shadow Ball. I don't know what his last move will be. I don't know if it's Psychic or something. Either way, I think my play is to sack Bronzong here. And I have to hope that my Fardersby is going to be able to 1v1 this. His last move is Psychic. Which doesn't take me out. He goes to sleep. So I get one guaranteed turn of sleep. So I think the question of this game is he gonna first turn wake up? So that was our first turn of guaranteed sleep. You have to facade. This is scary. Okay, you're asleep. We get our facade off. It's about half. If you break out here, I lose, I think. This is a moment of truth. He pussied out. Oh, he pussied out. Okay. Or Psychic didn't kill. So, Globrogon, what he has left is a weakened Cresselia and a Heracross. Oh my god. Thank god I ran Yawn on Hydrapple. I did not know Lunar Blessing worked like that. If I knew that, I would have brought very different prep. Like, I definitely would have brought like an Encore user if I was aware that he could potentially do that. So I think we're going to be okay. Yep, as my thing is going to be able... My thing is going to be able to take a one hit. And I think this is going to end up being a Emo Gallade win. Oh, that was well played to Shadow. We each surprised ourselves. He surprised me with a Lunar Blessing set, which I didn't know Cresselia could do, and I got to surprise him with the Sword Power variant. So Moonblast. Yeah. He's gonna go Cresselia, but Cresselia isn't gonna be able to outspeed, and that'll probably end up being game. Yep. So Emo Gallade is gonna beat down the Shadow Gallade, showing who the better Gallade truly is. So yeah, good game to my opponent is because there's nothing he can do at this point. He's gonna lose Cresselia, and then he's gonna lose the Heracross to the Moonblast. That was one scary game though, and one scary Cresselia. So we move on to 3-2, which puts us in a much better place for playoffs. Gives us a little more freedom later on, as I know a few of our matchups later on in the schedule are kind of sus. So we need this win. Okay, so we win this week, and see you guys next week, and you're just gonna see the Heracross go down.